The Iran-aligned Houthi rebels in Yemen reported that they launched an assault on a vessel and 4 military boats in the Red Sea, close to the Yemeni city of Mocha and the crucial Bab el-Mandeb Strait. According to a statement from Yahya Saree, a military spokesperson for the Houthis, the rebels launched several ballistic missiles, which led to the boats capsizing and catching fire. The rebels asserted that the ships were the property of Saudi Arabia, yet they offered no proof to support their assertion. Saree additionally reported that the rebels initiated a drone strike against government troops in Yemen's central region of Marib. Yemen's armed forces announced that they carried out 133 military operations against Houthis in 24 hours. Spokesperson Majed al-Nuzaili said that Yemeni troops used rocket artillery, field artillery, and drone aviation to target what he called Houthi sources of threat. Yemen is seemingly on the brink of a return to civil war. Here's all you need to know. On July 20th, the Houthis from Yemen escalated the ongoing tensions between the United States and Iran by declaring a maritime blockade against Saudi Arabia, signaling a precarious situation in the Red Sea. At this point, it seems that the Yemeni people could bear the brunt of the renewed violence unleashed by the Houthis. Starting August 6th, the Iran-supported Houthis intensified their offensive actions, targeting both military and civilian sites throughout Yemen. Since then, the group has broadened its scope of attacks, launching a significant campaign aimed at Mocha, the key port under government control along Yemen's southern Red Sea coast. According to reports, these assaults have resulted in the deaths of numerous civilians and soldiers, with many others sustaining injuries. The Houthis assert that the casualties number in the hundreds. However, the internationally recognized Yemeni government has yet to provide an official casualty figure. The country's conflict lines have remained largely static since a UN-brokered agreement in 2022 ended the civil war sparked by the Houthi seizure of Sana'a, Yemen's capital, in 2014. At this moment, the group is intensifying its attacks within the country, aiming to strengthen its influence. However, the Yemeni forces are unable to effectively confront the Houthis without the backing of the Saudis, who have yet to pledge their involvement in the conflict. On August 6th, the assaults targeted government troops stationed in Marib, an essential frontline governorate in the heart of Yemen, known for its oil resources and infrastructure. Additionally, Hadramaut, an eastern governorate housing certain Saudi-backed Yemeni forces, was also a focal point of these attacks. Yemen's Ministry of Defense reports that the Houthi assaults on Mocha are aimed at military, civilian, and port facilities. Situated in Mocha is the base of the National Resistance Forces, which are aligned with the government and play a crucial role in combating the Houthis along Yemen's western coastline. They have also successfully thwarted significant attempts at weapons smuggling. Although the Houthis have launched assaults on the Yemeni government and its allied forces, their military media frames these actions as strikes aimed at targeting Saudi enemy mobilizations. As per the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, the narrative pushed by Houthi propaganda depicts Riyadh's efforts to isolate and combat the militant group as a form of oppression against the Yemeni people, thereby positioning the Houthis as patriotic champions standing up against the Saudi kingdom. In truth, Saudi Arabia backs the internationally acknowledged Yemeni government and responds to its calls for assistance in the fight against the Houthis. As tensions skyrocket, Saudi Arabia and its allies must stop Houthi resupply. As per the Council on Foreign Relations, Iran is the Houthis' primary benefactor, providing them with security assistance, such as weapons transfers, training, and intelligence support. In July 2025, for example, the Yemeni National Resistance Forces seized the largest ever shipment of Iranian munitions intended for the Houthis. The shipment included 750 tons of conventional weapons, including advanced drone parts, missile warheads, and radar systems, many of which were made by a US-sanctioned firm linked to Iran's defense ministry. Such aid typically reaches the Houthis via Iran's paramilitary Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or the IRGC, which also helps advise the Houthis' military command. Iran facilitates a supply of more sophisticated weaponry than the Houthis could acquire on their own, especially missiles and drones. While Iranian support has helped the Houthis gain and maintain military superiority within Yemen, experts say it has had greater effect elsewhere. The role of Iran has been decisive in providing the Houthis with smuggled weapons and expertise to project power into the Red Sea and Bab al-Mandeb Strait. The Houthis assist Iran by menacing Saudi Arabia's border and protecting Iranian ships in the Red Sea, giving Iran room to evade sanctions on oil shipping by distracting its enemies and facilitating a shadow network. At the same time, experts say Yemen offers a testing ground for Iranian weapons on its front lines and in the Red Sea. Like all Axis of Resistance members in Iran's proxy network, the Houthis offer Iran plausible deniability. Members routinely claim responsibility for attacks likely ordered or perpetrated by Iran. For instance, many experts blame Iran for attacks on Saudi Arabia's oil facilities that the Houthis took responsibility for in September 2019. Toward the end of July, reports from Yemeni sources indicated that Saudi Arabia was gearing up for a potential military action in response to Houthi assaults on its infrastructure and maritime assets. On July 30th, Riyadh revealed the formation of a maritime coalition comprising 13 nations aimed at safeguarding shipping routes in the Red Sea. Following this, on August 7th, Saudi Arabia solidified its defense partnerships by signing a mutual defense agreement with Pakistan and Turkey. The reaction of the two strategic allies to the Houthi assaults on Saudi Arabia remains unclear. At the same time, Riyadh is actively seeking a diplomatic resolution with Omani intermediaries to put an end to the escalating conflict in Yemen, as well as the Houthi aggression directed at Saudi Arabia. The Houthis are exerting pressure on Saudi Arabia to compensate for the damages that they claim were inflicted by the Saudi-led coalition throughout the civil war, which encompasses losses in income and salaries within the public sector. Although a negotiated settlement would not eliminate the danger along Saudi Arabia's southern boundary, it may quiet that front amid attacks on the kingdom from Yemen, as well as Iran's proxies in Iraq. Similarly, a cessation of hostilities from the Houthis would safeguard essential energy transportation routes across the Red Sea. If Saudi Arabia feels direct battles are the only way out, it will bank on its F-15 warplanes to counter the Yemen-based Houthi rebels. With years of dedicated service and continuous enhancements, the F-15 has carved out a remarkable legacy in the annals of warfare and military engagements. The F-15 can fly at Mach 2.5 speeds, maneuver and dogfight with a high thrust-to-weight ratio, and perform attack missions with ranges over 1,600 kilometers. The F-15's capacity to transport a larger arsenal of weapons provides it with a distinct advantage that more streamlined designs, such as the F-35, lack. Last but not least, Saudi's other air power bet, the Eurofighter Typhoon. The fighter jet delivers optimum combat capability, both beyond visual range and in close combat. The aircraft can simultaneously support missile in-flight updates and bomb in-flight targeting. The Eurofighter Typhoon is built with advanced composite materials to deliver a lower radar profile and a strong airframe. Only 15% of the aircraft's surface is metal, delivering stealth operation and protection from radar-based systems. It delivers both superior maneuverability at subsonic speeds and efficient supersonic capability. Lightweight engines allow the Eurofighter Typhoon to cruise at supersonic speeds without the use of reheat for extended periods. The engines deliver 1,200 flying hours without needing unscheduled maintenance through the use of advanced integrated health monitoring. Direct voice input and hands-on throttle and stick controls ensure reduced pilot workload.